Well, at Refill, a big crowd has just gathered when this car arrived, which really, you'd never seen anything like this. So we had to stop and find out more about it. And thankfully, the owner, Tim, here, and builder, has agreed to have a bit of a chat with us about it. Tim, what is it?
Well, it's the nearest I can get to a road legal slingshot Dragster.
Okay.
With an added extra seat for the missus.
So, what was your base? I see there's V12 on the side there. So,
the base is an old XJS that was rusted out.
Okay.
And that supplied the engine, the wiring loom for the ECU, the gearbox in the middle of the back axle, and then the rest of it is mainly Ford based.
Okay. So, chassis-wise, obviously,
that's from scratch, yeah.
From scratch, in your hands. So, yeah. all the bending, the welding is all down to you,
yeah,
is it?
That's all trial and error.
So
and bend it and rebend it.
So, from when you went, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a dragster for the road. To when you got it on the road, how long was that period?
It's about 10 years, but I was away for a few years working. So, and obviously, there comes points when you just want to leave it and walk away. So yeah, it was 10 years in total to get it on the road.
So you've got it up and running, got your engine in, and obviously you've got to come up with the thing that kit car owners fear, IVA. How did you get on with that?
Well, I downloaded the manual, which, as you know, is
quite thick,
about 280 pages or something, maybe more now, and tried to make look into every bit as I went along, and make it possible to pass. Obviously, a few bits have changed since, as they do, but it's it failed on about 9 bits, but it's only small stuff. So passed the second time, no problem.
And I guess it was a bit of a surprise when you pulled in on the day for your test, because they're used to seeing sort of imported cars, kit cars and so on.
Yeah, it was. He ran in to get his book and ring up the boss and things, but he was a good bloke, and he was friendly, and just worked together, and it's all right. And not too bad.
Interestingly, up the back there, I noticed we've got a parachute going on. Is that actually functional? And does it?
Yeah, well, that's actually got a electric switch on the dash. Obviously, you have to undo the cover for it. When you press the switch, a little bit falls down and out pops the spring that pushes. It's a drone chute off a missile, I think.
Okay.
That's why it's got the military things. I obviously don't need it, and I haven't used it, but it's for show. But it does work as well. Oh,
that was going to say, when your foot goes to the floor on the brake pedal, you've got a backup.
Got a backup, yeah. But you've got to be quick and.
And how long have you had it on the road?
About 4 years. So.
Okay.
But obviously it was done just before lockdown. Just before it all happened. So the first year was very little use, and then the second year had a bit of use, and this last 2 years it's been out. So.
And have you done sort of many miles in it so far? Or?
Probably put about 2,000 miles on it last year. So.
Okay.
And we had a few little teething issues, as you have, and renewed the radiators, because I bought really cheap Chinese crap ones just to build it with.
Yeah.
And then forgot about it. They blew up, so I put decent ones on. There's just little things like that. Fuel pump, put a decent fuel pump on. But apart from those two issues, it starts first go every time. It's all running nicely, like.
Oh, cool. And the fuel tank I noticed sort of hung out at the back there. Is that something you made yourself, or?
That there is. If Carlsberg made fuel tanks, they would make the best fuel tanks.
I was wondering if it had come from that kind of source. That's really interesting.
with the some bits cut off the bottom and then polished up, and then I welded on there's a baffle in it, stop the fuel going side to side, and just welded the top bit on. And this is a bit from my mate's doorstep.
That's what we love, those bits and pieces that come together that are from different sources. Because I noticed, are you a plumber?
No, it's just a little light I've made because I thought it was something a bit different.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be. I didn't want to make something the same, obviously.
No, I understand
I want to make it a bit different. Well, a lot different.
Tim, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you about it. I'm just looking around. There's so much on this car that we could talk about, but I thought that was great little overview for everyone to find out a little bit more about it, because it's obviously something that it must create quite a crowd wherever you take it.
It does, especially when you pull up next to someone at the traffic lights. They only see the front bit, so. And then they go, whoop.
So how long is it overall, end to end?
I think it's around 17.5 foot.
So you have to be careful in your choice of parking spaces.
Yes, it doesn't really fit in one of these new small parking spaces because it's wider. It's quite wide as well. It's added width on the drive shafts plus wide wheels, so it's quite wide.
But that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant, Tim. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah.
And I hope you at home have really enjoyed this as well.